In this video, MySQL revision tour, part 1 of this video, the learning objectives are DBMS, relational data model, MySQL, creating and accessing database, creating table, and inserting data into the table. In the normal file system, when we keep lot of information, we face lot of difficulty when we are keeping the data in the different places. Then we are not able to share it. Lot of redundancy is there. So the solution of all these problems is database. Database is a collection of data or information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. And DBMS is the software which is responsible for creating the database, storing, maintaining, and utilizing database in an effective manner. So let us see what are the different advantages which DBMS or database provides us. Database reduces redundancy. Redundancy means the duplication of data. Now, since we are maintaining only one copy and it is shared by all other, the same data is being shared. So redundancy is reduced. Next, if the redundancy is reduced, automatically the inconsistency is also reduced. Means we are maintaining only one copy. So there is no confusion that the data, which one is correct. When we are maintaining more than one copy of the same data, sometimes this confusion arises. Then the database is available for sharing also. Then we can maintain standard. We can ensure security of the data if it is maintained in a single database. We can maintain integrity. We can apply some conditions, rules and regulations. So we can maintain integrity. Next is for database, there are different models of database. Some are relational, some are non-relational. In our course, we have relational data model. So we are going to use RDBMS, relational database model. In this model, the data is organized in the form of relations or tables. Now let us to see the some terms which are included in this relational data model. Relation means the whole table. In relational data model, the table itself is known as relation. Domain means the collection of values or the pool of values which is arranged in the form of row or column. Tuple, the individual row or records in this table is known as tuple. Attributes means the individual columns. The vertical data is known as columns. Then degree means the total number of attributes. The total number of columns. For example, in this table we have total number of 4 columns. So these 4 columns are known as degree. So the degree is 4. Similarly, in this table we have total 5 records. So the total number of records is known as cardinality. Next is view. View is the virtual table which is not existing, but we can create different virtual table from existing database. Next is the primary key. Primary key is the key or the column which is used to uniquely identify each and every record in a table. For example, in this table, this S1, S2, S3 which is unique for every row, this can be used to identify each and every record. Next is candidate key. Candidate key are all those columns which can be utilized to create primary key, means which may behave like a primary key, is known as candidate key. Out of that, suppose if we are selecting one as a primary key, so the left out candidate keys are known as alternate keys. Then foreign key is used. It is a non-key attribute which is used when we are developing relation between two tables, means the primary table and the child table. So foreign key is used. Next topic is MySQL. The full form of MySQL is structured query language. It operates in client and server architecture, and it is a standard language which is used to access, modify or update your database. And MySQL is currently the most popular open source database software. Now mainly the SQL statements are divided into few categories. Let us to see those common categories. The first category is DDL, which is also known as data definition language. In this, all those commands which is used to create the structure or which is used to change the structure or completely destroy the structure, those commands are coming under this DDL. For example, create, alter, drop, Next is DML, data manipulation language. In this category, the commands which is used to manipulate the values or to add the values or to show the values, then it is known as data manipulation language. Then the next category is transaction control language. Transaction control language is used to manipulate the transaction, and transaction means the complete unit of work, means the set of statement which perform a specific task is known as transaction in SQL, and the commands which is used to control those transaction is known as TCL commands. Now practically let us see how to create the database, how to use it. So the first command, see, this MySQL prompt is used for running the MySQL commands. So suppose if you are running the commands and you want to check how many databases existing in your database, in your table, in your system, you can use show databases. It will show you the list of database which is already existing in your system. Next is inside a database. If I want to check how many tables are existing, then I can use show tables. Now the next step is, suppose you want to create your own database with the name MySQL. So you can use the command create database MySQL. Then every command in this MySQL should be ending with semicolon. Similarly, for deleting any database, you can use drop database and then you can give the name of the database. Here they have given the name ABC. Next, if we want to remove the complete structure of the database, structure of the table, we can use drop table. Now next command is use. If your database is already created and you want to use that database, so first step you have to do use and write down the name of the database. And then after that you can create table inside it and you can work inside that database. Now after creating database, after opening it using use command, now the next step is how to create a new table in a database. So the command used is create table. After create table, you have to mention the name of the table. Then you have to specify the name of the column with its data type. For example, in this table we are creating total 4 columns. The first column is last name, second is first name, city, class with its data type. And some common data types are numeric data types, string, date, and there are many more internal data types under this category. Now I'll tell you how to add the values in a table which you have created. For example, you have the table with the name school and you want to add one record in this table. So you can write down the command insert into school values and then you can specify the values in the same order in which the table is created. If your data is character data type or date, then it should be written inside single quotes or double quotes. If it is decimal or float, then you can write down without single quotes. Then suppose if you don't know the sequence of the columns, then you have the second option that you can specify the column names in any order and then in the same order you can specify the values. So this is the second option where you can give the value according to your choice in any order. Then third is, suppose for some columns I don't want to provide the value. I want to provide the value only for the 3 columns. So same option can be used. Say in this query I have given first name, last name and class and I have not provided the value for city. So city will be defined with null value if we are not given any default value then, and if we have not specified not null while creating the table. Then the last option is, suppose if I want to provide the null values, then I can use null keyword also. So these are some different ways through which you can insert the values in the table. Now these are some of the assignment questions related with the topic which we have done. So complete these assignment questions. These are some of the links which you can refer to get the more details. Thank you.